the heart of a misty forest, under a dimly lit moon, a narrow path twisted into the unknown. Sarah, intrigued by local legends, ventured into the woods at night, seeking the truth behind the tales of the spectral figure said to roam these parts. With each step, the fog thickened, and the silhouettes of gnarled trees whispered secrets in the wind. Suddenly, a chill ran down her spine. She sensed she was not alone. Turning slowly, her eyes caught a fleeting glimpse of something, or someone, vanishing behind a tree. Her heart raced. Every instinct screamed to flee, but curiosity anchored her feet to the ground. The air grew colder, and a ghostly whisper echoed, "Leave." It was everywhere and nowhere, a warning woven into the very essence of the night. Sarah, now fearing for her life, realized the legend was all too real. She turned to run, but the path had vanished, replaced by an unending darkness that seemed to consume the light itself. Panic set in as she ran blindly, the whispers growing louder, more urgent. Then, just as suddenly, silence. She found herself at the forest's edge, the safety of her home site. Sarah never ventured into the forest at night again. In a small, quiet town, there was a house everyone avoided. It stood at the end of a lonely street, old and forgotten. People said it was haunted, but Tom, a brave young boy, didn't believe in ghosts. One night, feeling adventurous, Tom decided to explore the house. As he stepped inside, the door slammed shut behind him, and it was pitch dark. Tom's heart raced, but he pushed forward, using his flashlight. The air was cold, and he could see his breath. Suddenly, he heard footsteps upstairs. "It must be the wind," Tom whispered to himself. He climbed the creaky stairs, the noise getting louder with each step. Reaching the top, Tom saw a door slightly open, with a strange light coming from inside. He pushed the door, and it creaked loudly. Inside, the room was empty, except for an old mirror. Tom looked into the mirror and saw not his reflection, but the face of a ghostly child, crying out for help. Scared, Tom turned to run, but the door was gone. The walls seemed to whisper his name. The flashlight flickered and went out. In the darkness, the child's voice grew louder, begging Tom to help him find peace. Tom realized the ghost was not mean, but lost and scared. Gathering his courage, Tom spoke to the ghost, promising to find out what happened and help him. The next day, Tom learned a young boy had vanished in the house many years ago. With the town's help, they searched the house and found the boy's old toys in the basement, hidden away. Tom placed the toys in the room with the mirror, and that night, the ghost of the child appeared one last time, smiling. The house never made a sound again, and Tom knew the child's spirit had found peace. From then on, the town wasn't afraid of the old house, and Tom had made a new friend, even if just for a moment. Once upon a time, 5 friends decided to go on an adventure. They had heard about a mysterious cave near their town and thought it would be exciting to explore it. So they packed some snacks, grabbed their flashlights, and set off. As they entered the cave, they were amazed by the beautiful rock formations and the echo of their voices. They laughed, took pictures, and felt brave in the darkness with their lights. But as they went deeper, the cave became colder, and the air felt heavier. Suddenly, they heard strange noises. At first, they thought it was just water dripping, or maybe some animals. But then, they saw something move in the shadows. It was big, and it didn't seem friendly. tried to run back to the entrance, but the creature was fast. One by one, the friends were caught by the creature. They screamed for help, but it was too late. The cave was too deep, and no one could hear them. By the end, the mysterious creature had taken them all. It was said that the creature guarded the cave to protect a hidden treasure, but no one dared to go in after hearing what happened to the group of friends. In a quiet village, there was a small, forgotten park with an old, rusty swing. People whispered that at night, a ghost boy named Tommy played there, swinging alone, looking for a friend. One brave girl, Lily, thought it was just a story. She dared to visit the park at night to prove everyone wrong. The moon was hidden behind dark clouds, making the night extra dark. Lily arrived and saw the swing moving by itself. She felt a chill, but laughed.
It's just the wind.
She sat on the other swing, trying to be brave. But then, she heard a whisper.
Will you be my friend?
It was Tommy, but she couldn't see anyone there. Lily wanted to run, but she felt stuck. The swing started to move higher and higher, pushed by invisible hands. Lily screamed, but her voice seemed to disappear in the night. Suddenly, the swing stopped. Lily fell to the ground. She looked up and saw Tommy, pale and sad, standing in front of her.
Thank you for playing with me,
he said, then vanished. Lily ran home faster than she ever had. She never went back to the park, and whenever she passed by, she could still hear the swing and Tommy's whisper.
Will you be my friend?
In a deep, dark jungle, far from any town, there was a small group of friends on an adventure. They were laughing and joking, excited about camping in the wild. As night fell, they set up their camp near an old, twisted tree that seemed to watch them with 1,000 silent eyes. As they sat around the fire, sharing stories, they heard strange noises. At first, they thought it was just the wind. But then, the sounds grew louder, like whispers in a language they couldn't understand. They tried to ignore it, but a feeling of unease settled over them. Suddenly, the fire went out, plunging them into darkness. Panicked, they tried to relight it, but their matches wouldn't strike. That's when they saw glowing eyes surrounding them. Not animal eyes, but something else, something sinister. They decided to flee, leaving their things behind, running through the thick underbrush, the sounds of pursuit ever behind them. But the jungle was too dense, too confusing, and one by one, they got separated. Each friend felt a growing sense of dread, realizing they were not alone. Something was with them in the jungle, something ancient and evil. They heard their names whispered through the leaves, felt a breath on their necks. But when they turned, there was nothing there. In the end, none of them made it out. The jungle swallowed their screams, leaving no trace behind. And the old, twisted tree stood silent, its roots digging deeper into the earth, fed by a new story of terror.